Hey gang, Sally here. Welcome back to my tiny RV kitchen. For today's culinary experiment, we're going to be making salmon cakes, which I don't think I've ever done. My mother used to feed them to me when I was a kid, and I thought they were absolutely awful. But then almost everything she cooked was absolutely awful. So I'm going to see if I can do a better job today. As always, thanks so much for coming along on the ride. Let's get the camera flipped around and I'll show you what we got going on.
Wake up with the sun in our eyes. Sally forth, no need for goodbyes. Journey calls, let's roll the dice. Every mile a new surprise.
The star of the show is going to be this Alaska pink salmon. It's wild caught and it was actually packed in Alaska. This stuff is relatively cheap. I can't remember exactly how much, but I was surprised at how cheap it was. It's 100 calories per serving. They claim it's 5 servings per can. 17 grams of protein, and what's most important to me in this scenario is it's the calcium. And I'm trying to eat a lot of calcium-rich foods to the greatest extent possible in an effort to speed up the healing on my foot. So I'm going to drain this, and then I'm going to mix it with an egg, which I'll beat. I made almond flour. How do you make almond flour, you might ask? Well, I took a handful of almonds and I put them in the blender and ground them up. And now I've already cleaned the blender, but I'm going to save that water to use for more cleaning after I've done this part. So we're going to do Old Bay seasoning. I want to make it kind of like a crab cake. I'm going to add some parsley flakes. I'm going to put a little ginger in just because. That's not typical, but I'm going to do it anyway. Actually, no, I'm not. Thinking about it now. I am going to do Worcestershire sauce and lemon juice, and that's about it. So basically, I'm going to just mix this stuff together, form it into patties, and then fry them up and hope it's okay. We'll see. Well, plan B. I opened up the can of salmon, and the first thing I can see, focus, come on, are bones. And those bones are, I mean, that's visible and noticeable. Where'd it go? I just dropped it. Anyway, visible and noticeable. So I'm going to get out my other blender cup, since this one's now full of soapy water. And I'm going to blend it all together so that I can grind up the bones and then I won't notice them. Because the bones are the part that I need. Bummer. Okay, so I dumped it out of the blender and then I added about a tablespoon of parsley flakes and about a tablespoon and a half of Old Bay, a little more lemon juice, a little more Worcestershire sauce. I put some in the blender when I was blending it up. So here's the thing. I think I understand why I hated it as a kid, because I'm guessing my mother served it so that you could see and taste the skin and bones, whereas I've now ground it up so that I'm not going to have that issue. So we're going to add some almond flour, and it's probably going to take every bit of that, I'm guessing, to be able to get it to be in a position where I can form it into patties. Let's find out. Okay, I added about 2/3 of the almond meal, and I tasted it, and it doesn't taste terrible to me. Boy, there's high praise. So let me get some of the mess out of the way that I've got over here. I'm going to add a little more Old Bay, though. Get some of the mess out of the way, and then I'll form it into patties, and then we'll fry them in the frying pan and see how it really turns out. Okay, our patties are formed, and I'm going to put them in the refrigerator and let them rest for probably, I don't know, 20 minutes, half an hour maybe. Let them firm up a little bit more, and then we're going to pan fry them and see how that goes. Here's hoping. Well, here we go. I've got about a tablespoon or so of olive oil heating up in the pan. I got my salmon patties ready to go. Let's see if I can get them in the pan without having them come apart. I don't think I'm going to fit 4 in there, though. I might be able to get 3 at once. We'll find out. I'm going to start with just 2. There's no point in crowding them and then having them fall apart as I try and get them flipped. So we're going to let those cook for a while, and then we'll flip them. And I'll put the other 2 in and let them cook while I'm eating these 2. And then these will be left over for tomorrow. So there you go. Well, here you have it. This was one salmon patty. It started falling apart when I was trying to flip it in the pan, and completely fell apart by the time I got it onto my plate. So let's get a little bite. Just a little bite. It's okay. I don't think it's something I want to be eating on a regular basis. This is I actually bought something in a package. This is brown rice and quinoa. And I put some Parmesan and Asiago, and I think Romano is in that mix. Cheese on it. So this is dinner. I don't know if I'm even going to bother cooking the other two. We'll see. We'll see how I feel about it when I get through these. Not a fan on the first bite, and that's a little bit of mango I cut up. So we'll see. Well, I ate about half of it. I'm not a fan. Let me flip the camera around and we'll talk about this for a little bit. Oh, and the mango was super stringy, so that wasn't very good either. The only thing on the plate that was really edible was the pre-made quinoa and brown rice. Go figure. Well, you guys know I always like to share the truth with you. Hey, Kit, do you want to try it? Come here, come here. Let's see if you like it. Come here. You want to get a bite? I can't find him. He seems to like it. Okay, good boy. Get it off the floor, too. He liked the sardines, too. Good boy, you can go lay down now. So I thought I didn't like salmon patties. Oops, sorry. I thought I didn't like salmon patties because my mother was a bad cook. I'm not a bad cook, and I don't like salmon patties. I don't like the texture. And I mean, I think I could probably tolerate it if I didn't have to mash it up. But I knew there was no way I could eat it with, you know, skin and bones that were all in evidence there. So basically turned it into, you know, what I remember light tuna being like when I was a kid. And I wouldn't eat light tuna either. I'd only eat white tuna because it tasted like mush. It felt like mush in my mouth, and that's what this was. So for the amount of effort that I went through to try and do this, wasn't worth it to me. I'm going to throw away the rest of this one, the one that's still in the frying pan, and the two in the refrigerator that I haven't even cooked yet. And I'm going to just call this a failed experiment because I didn't like it. And there's no point in trying to force feed myself something that I'm not enjoying. It was an experiment. I'm trying to get more calcium in. The easiest way I'm finding to do that is with the Parmesan shaved. It's three. It's Parmesan, Romano, and Asiago, I think, are the three. And that's got really high calcium. So I'm putting it in everything right now. And I'm trying to eat more almonds. I can do that. I can put chia seeds in more things. I can do that. I can eat more yogurt. I can do that. I can't do this. Sorry, I'm shaking while I'm pointing at the remains of the salmon burger. Yeah, this just is not working for me. But as always, thanks for coming along for the ride. I mean, I could just not publish this and throw it away, but I think it might be useful, maybe, for somebody else. But I'll tell you what, if you think you've got a canned salmon recipe that I actually would like, let me know. I'm open to suggestions. I just know this isn't it. And I think it's mostly a texture thing, so I don't think it's going to be able to be overcome. But we'll see. Thanks for watching. Leave me some comments. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.